Limited visibility across digital ecosystems forces teams to react to issues, causing delays, downtime, and poor user experiences. In this video, we'll demonstrate the powerful new integration between Cisco ThousandEyes and Splunk Observability Cloud, combining ThousandEyes Assurance with Splunk Ali Cloud's observability capabilities to unify visibility across the digital stack, so teams can quickly pinpoint issues and take a proactive approach to delivering resilient experiences. In this example, we're monitoring a public web application with ThousandEyes Cloud agents. On the timeline in this view, we can see two events which degraded user experience. First, we can see the application availability drop for all users. Either no response was received or the response contained an HTTP error. Second, we can see a significant performance slowdown, where the application took more than 10 times longer to respond than its normal baseline. Let's start there. Selecting the points in time where the application was slow, ThousandEyes identifies where in the request-response process the slowdown occurred. In this case, we see a significant amount of wait time, meaning the client was waiting on the application to send its response, and indicating this is an application issue, not due to DNS or packet loss or changes in network paths or latency. Now that we know the issue is app-related, we need to understand which specific component of our application is causing the slowdown. This new integration introduces the Service Map tab into our test views, pulling in data from Splunk APM, so let's take a deeper look at our application. Here, we can see all of the application services and the interactions between them. Our front-end service makes calls to 3 other services, and the request to the feature service took on the order of 2,000 milliseconds, compared to its baseline of less than 10 milliseconds. We can also see that the feature service makes its own call to another service, the customization service, and the latency of that request is also around 2 seconds. We've now identified the specific component of our application that is causing the slowdown, and from here, we can drill down into Splunk APM for more granular service telemetry to find the root cause. But for now, let's investigate the other issue we see for this application. Selecting the points in time where the application availability dropped for all users, ThousandEyes identifies where in the request-response process this problem occurred. Again, the application being unavailable wasn't due to a problem with DNS or the network connection, but the application was responding with an HTTP 500, indicating an internal server error. We can use the service map to identify the specific application service which triggered this error. In this case, the service map is different than from what we saw before, showing only the front-end service and the notification service. We also see the line between them is highlighted red, which identifies an error in the request from the front end to the back end. We can view the request metadata to see that the response from the notification service returned an HTTP 500. Let's click on the Splunk Trace ID to cross-launch into Splunk APM for more details about what occurred here. Now, we can see the trace and all of the telemetry, including the request and response between the two services. This shows how the HTTP 500 from the notification service was not handled by the front end and was instead raised to the user. We can see the specific code-level exception that occurred, in this case, a JSON decoding error. From here, you could investigate deeper into the notification service and why it returned an error using Splunk APM logs and code profiling. This integration between ThousandEyes and Splunk Observability Cloud delivers game-changing value. Unified visibility with breadth and depth across the entire digital supply chain. By combining ThousandEyes Assurance and Splunk Observability, you can proactively identify, diagnose, and resolve problems, ensuring resilient digital experiences for every end user.